In our premiere episode of Prime Culture, we take a look at the life and journey of our Prime presenter Thaamir Moerat and everything in his career that led him to this point. We interview Nadia Herbst about her role in the lockdown movie Noordzaak, as well as snippets of future interviews with Artscape Theatre CEO Marlene Leroux, Stormer's assistant coach Labib Levy, Jihad Kassou, and Irvine van der Merwe, who plays Nazim in the popular daytime soapie Zuidooster.
I'm Thaamir Moerat. I'll be the presenter of Prime Culture TV, which is a new lifestyle show that we will be bringing to you over the next couple of weeks. So I started in the industry when I was a kid. Mr. SA years, I was 19. Fell into modeling and acting at a really young age. I was scouted on the Nielsen by Sharon Mulligan of Mulligan's Models back in the days. She stopped me at the Nielsen and said, she grabbed me by my arm and actually said that, you're perfect. And she reckoned I had a face for for magazines and TV. Look, my nickname on high school was Funny Face, so that was quite interesting after matric to be scouted. And then from there, actually met up with her, signed with Mulligan's Models, and then did the Good Up FM commercial immediately. They did a TV commercial for cinema. And I sort of became the Good Up FM guy at 19. And I think that started my career on TV.
Yeah, on set for the new MTN campaign. Great brand to be associated with, and looking forward to giving them my best. It's going to be a lacquer day. Thanks, guys. Yeah, high five. Well done. Thanks. Thank you very much. Okay, that's a wrap. MTN. Well done, guys. Looking forward to seeing the final result. Here's what we do.
I then casted for a British adaptation of the book, The Coral Island, where I played Ramata. We filmed in Cape Town for about a month. Quite a nice island story. And then so my career just progressed in TV, modeling over the years. You don't really make the money that you think you're going to make, but the bug bites and you always want to be there and you're into it. And then obviously I decided, I think at 27, after I had numerous campaigns on TV and with regards to film and print, I decided to just call it quits and focus on my Thaamir the entrepreneur.
I had a meeting with my accountant last week and said, dude, you have 27 PTYs. Your tax, I can't do your tax returns. What is happening? And I said, no, don't close that one yet. Just get an affidavit that it's been dormant. It will make me money one day, right? Get me an affidavit, it's dormant. Because it's going to make me money someday. You have to understand what type of entrepreneur you are. Are you a true serial entrepreneur, or you're the entrepreneur that goes, this is what I do, okay? So when you decide which type of entrepreneur you are, it becomes easier.
And that's when, the business started. I started doing a couple of different business ventures, and that's, leading up until about 3-4 years ago, I decided to just be out of it completely, leave the TV work. Besides for a small stint in, I think, 2013 and 14, but it was more about me being a sales trainer and a speaker. We decided to do a reality TV show, myself and Tracy McGregor, season 1, and then Mishka Patel and myself in season 2, where we showcased the best sales talent in the country. And did, like a reality TV style, every week a different episode of them doing different challenges.
Also remember...
True, but if you're really hot shot, I can name you the hot shots.
Yeah, but listen, we're trying to give people who have never had the opportunity and who are still growing in this thing, the opportunity to come out and show their things. So you're not going to get the best salesman in every industry standing in front of us right now. Otherwise, they'd be making money.
Young girls, but now I get the opportunity to go nationwide and get people the opportunity to actually enter something and walk out so much richer. And to be involved with Sell Hard Season 2, it gives me that big opportunity to actually make a difference on a much bigger scale.
And that was quite a success. It played on DSTV Season 1, and Season 2 played on ETV's channels. Yeah, I think Season 2 bombed a bit because we were supposed to take the finalists to Istanbul, and there was turmoil in Istanbul at that time. I think it was at the period where the bombing happened in Sultan Ahmet, and we ended up not finishing the final episode because no one wanted to fly to Istanbul. So that stopped there, and I continued, obviously went back to my being an entrepreneur and my business until probably about 2 or 3 or 4 years ago. Part of one of my businesses is the 1 Minute Film Festival, which it's actually quite crazy how the idea sprung up a few years ago. I got back into the industry as an actor, contacted my agent, and they said that, look, nobody knows who you are anymore. The last movie you shot or the last work that you did was when you were in your early 20s to mid 20s. So we need to show a couple of scenes of you crying, being dramatic, an action scene, and I decided to film these scenes as 1 minute clips. And then the idea came to me of why not showcase this on a big screen. And I contacted Ster-Kinekor. We had the first one in South Africa at the V&A Waterfront. And that is also what I like. The 1 Minute Film Festival, it showcases raw talent on the big screen. So we look to find people or filmmakers, up-and-coming filmmakers, and let them compete against top filmmakers on the same level. Because anyone can make a 1 minute movie, but not a lot of people have a budget to make a feature film. So I like the work that we're doing with the 1 Minute Film Festival. It allows me to travel, and it also allows me to live my passion, which is getting up-and-coming filmmakers to showcase their work on the big screen.
And then one thing led to another, and here we are. I think it's our 10th festival. So,
10?
Yeah.
Well, we're 10th festival, so then what is the vision here? What are you trying? What are you reaching? What is the outcome? What do you want from our people, especially with this?
Come on. Look, the aim of the 1 Minute Film Festival is to, first of all, celebrate diversity in filmmaking.
Right.
And then secondly, to obviously act as a point of entry for up-and-coming filmmakers in South Africa and the world.
Fair enough.
To obviously get their audience, or get their movie to be seen by an audience.
Right.
It's difficult to make a feature movie.
Yeah.
But anyone can make a 1 minute movie, and you can get it onto cinema by entering the 1 Minute Film Festival.
Wow.
So it's sort of a point of entry, and at the end of the day, it's also to have a good time. We're all from the similar industry. I like seeing people tonight. I mean, we've got a full house event tonight.
I love it.
I'm loving it. So it's all about the energy and the excitement going around, building up to the film festival.
So quick question. Your 5-year plan. Where do you, are we internationally recognized, or are we making it a 2 minute festival?
No, look, Bex, it's been 2 tough years for the 1 Minute Film Festival.
Right.
Pre-COVID, we did 9 festivals globally.
Oh, wow.
Cape Town, Johannesburg, Durban in South Africa.
Yeah.
We did Sofia and Burgas in Bulgaria.
Nice.
We did Istanbul twice.
Yeah.
So we've sort of been around.
Yes.
And our plan was to go really a festival a month globally. And then COVID came. So this is our first, during COVID we did an online festival and 2 smaller ones.
Yes.
So this is our first big festival to try and just get the brand out there. Where it's headed, to be honest with you, I just want to see what this year holds for the 1 Minute Film Festival. And hopefully we can have a festival every month or 2 and take it globally.
So a quick question. So when you said you were international, I'm like broadcasting when you were doing it there,
Yes.
those festivals, were the people who submitted in South Africa being viewed over there as well?
Of course, that is our point.
And do you
So-
also take submissions from them?
Yes.
This is beautiful.
So our entries, normally at a festival, the bulk of it comes from South Africa.
Yes.
We screen 100 1-minute movies at our red carpet event.
Wow.
And normally we screen 50 South African movies and 50 global movies.
Yes, okay.
So our entries comes from all over the world. It's an international 1-minute film festival.
That's amazing.
You have Hollywood type of movies
Yeah,
competing with South African guys from the township.
Right.
So how cool is it if a kid from the township wins versus against a Hollywood director, because his talent in a 1 minute is better than that.
I actually think that the 1 Minute Film Festival should be, I think that could actually be that period in my life, or that moment, was my in back to TV. Called my agency, Elijah Management, told them that I want to get back into the game. I just started a 1 Minute Film Festival. We did 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 festivals in the last couple of years. Cape Town, Johannesburg, Durban are regular occurrences. Sofia in Bulgaria, Istanbul, Athens. We're going to Qatar, Hong Kong. So we've been all over, and we're still going to be doing quite a couple of film festivals, which will be covered on Prime Culture in future as well. And yeah, looking back on that was just, it got me the butt bit to be in TV again. And I called my agency, got involved with acting again, went for a couple of auditions and got the part in during lockdown when all of us was actually struggling and losing our mind. I got a role in the movie Noodsaak, with Finite Film Studios. Myself and Nadia Harps. I think you actually have that interview. Maybe we should show it to the interview with myself and Nadia Harps. That was quite a cool project. It was quite a cool project to be part of. To play a character like Adam, I didn't have to do much research because it actually happened to me in my life as well. So to play this character that is somebody who's seen, he's in the entertainment industry, he loves his work, and all of a sudden to get knocked, he's a socialite. So obviously for a guy like Adam, to be stuck at home and his manlyhood being stripped from him is, I mean, it's what I actually experienced during the lockdown as well. So a lot of people has. So if you look at the character, just having Jennifer become the breadwinner, sort of, it made me more crazy being at home, thinking that my wife is actually living and I was stuck at home. So I really needed to dig deep, though, for a couple of scenes where, I don't want to do a spoiler alert, but there's a couple of scenes where I go really depressed and I needed to dig deep. But it's sort of, I mean, it's what I experienced during the lockdown as well.
Yeah, and it hit insecurities.
Yes.
It started pinpointing on insecurities within yourself.
Yeah.
And we were kind of being in lockdown forced to deal with it, especially because we're actors in the craft industry. Now we can't live out our craft and our emotions. If I'm angry, I want to go have an angry scene. If I'm sad, I want to have a sad scene. Now we're in lockdown and we don't have any creative space. True.
And that's part of the reason why I actually accepted this role, was because I felt that this was sort of me.
Relatable.
Yeah, it was relatable. I was going to play my story. It was me. I literally went through that exact phases of experiencing the lockdown, getting the phone call, checking what it is, and we're going to be at home. Now you want to train and you're going to gym every day and you're going to try and keep your mind. And it doesn't happen. It starts in the first week and then slowly.
And then you're just like, why am I even waking up? What's the purpose?
Yeah, so I don't want to give away too much about the character, but I could relate. And it was not difficult at all. Well, it was not difficult at all for me to actually play Adam, because it was sort of what I experienced. Was what I experienced during lockdown. Look, I think that most people in South Africa, most people in the world will relate to the character Adam, because most men are the breadwinners in their home, and for them to be stripped of that and seeing that their wife is an essential worker and she still needs to go out to work every day and you need to stay at home. I mean, I think that most men in the world actually experience that. So I think that the character Adam will relate to a lot of people out there. I do think that, and maybe I'm wrong, but those of the men who are ultra rich probably won't relate to a role like this, because they were probably just in lockdown. So I don't know.
No, I actually disagree on that one, because I feel the business owners and the top people, they didn't get UIF. They didn't get any compensation. They had to now take care of all their employees down them.
True.
But no one took care of them.
That's actually the truth. Yeah, no one took care of them. So I think Adam.
No one took care
of Adam. True. No one took care of Adam.
Jennifer, she had a boss.
Yeah.
He took care of her.
True. So yeah, I think the character will be relatable to most people, and I hope that I did the character justice. It's my first big role in 17 years, so I'm hoping that I did it justice, and that hopefully this will be my into the industry again.
Jennifer is completely different to me. I think I relate more to Adam because I am a breadwinner. I'm in the industry where the arts weren't allowed to at all even, be out there and work. And purely not the fact that I can't express myself and my emotions, I thrive on that. Singing and being in front of an audience, that's where I thrive on. And so I think Jennifer was quite cool for me to play because it was the opposite. So I had to go look at other people who were the Jennifers in my life and see and think how they reacted to be able to portray Jennifer and be a support to Adam.
Well, Nadia's such a good actress. She literally, I mean, I fed off her, and there were times where, because again, I said it earlier that this is my first big role after 17 years, or role in a bit longer than a 1 minute movie in 17 years. So it was actually nice filming with Nadia because she brought that experience to me, and literally with the times that she was directing me as well. So it was she actually played a role really well.
Thank you. What I love about Jennifer is she portrays a strong woman, and we are all at the moment in the world are very much women empowerment. So yeah, we have the man struggling and the woman having to uplift him and being him like being his
I didn't look at it that way, but it's actually the truth. I mean, with the whole women empowerment movement and what's happening in the world at the moment, it's actually, if you look at the character.
People are always wanting to portray the woman as the one that's going through a difficult time, and the woman. And yeah, I got the opportunity to play a stronger one, the one who's not really crying, the one who's smiling and, fighting back, but containing her emotions and being Adam's support, So yes, I definitely.
Look, and again, I can relate to the character because men are always supposed to be seen as strong, and especially in a country like South Africa, we have this male-dominant society where men are not allowed to show emotion. And if you look at this character, it starts where he's sort of seen as a strong guy because he's in the entertainment industry. He's got a couple of people working for him, and slowly he goes into depression, but he keeps it to himself. And I think the problem with most men out there is that we don't speak enough about male depression because it's real in the industry. It's real in the world. It happens all the time. So I think that with a character like this, and I'm hoping that I can send a message out there saying that it's fine to go be depressed. It happens to a lot of us. It doesn't mean that you are less of a man. And if you are going through that, speak out and seek help. I mean, I don't want to do a spoiler alert to how the movie ends, but seek help before you do anything stupid. And I think that I enjoyed playing the character purely because of that reason. Again, men in South Africa specifically, because of our rugby culture and I think this, being an Afrikaans movie, I come from Paul Boyzine, strong man culture, and that's how it is in most of our top boys' schools in the country. And I just think that a lot of people has been going through this depression, and you should speak out and seek help. We all go through things like this in our lives. Well, look, I'm just having a laugh most of the times, and my natural state is to always be a comedian. I'm a bit of a guy that always laughs, and I like to talk too much and make people happy. When I needed to cry, there was a lot of crying scenes. And I remember the director, literally made me cry for 4 hours on set. So I needed to stay in a dark space. And to prep for that scene as well, you don't sleep for 2 days. You got to grow a crazy beard. Your eyes is purple. And you physically go into that dark space to be able to portray those final scenes properly. And I think that was the most challenging thing for me for this role, was to actually be on set and remain dark, because you're in such a dark space, and to do the character justice, you yourself needs to be in that dark space. So I think that for me was really challenging. And then also the fact that, I don't want to go too deep into Nadia's, being on set with Nadia, it was really challenging as well.
It was a blessing.
Yeah, it was a blessing. I'm just joking.
Playing Jennifer, I think I'm used to playing dark characters, the Adam, and I like it sometimes. But recently I'm starting to enjoy playing comedy. So now I was forced to go back into being in a dark space, in a dark environment. And I think that was my only challenge.
Well, you are a bit of a comedian as well, so bringing the comedy to set.
So it's sometimes it's difficult to, you use your work to get your mind off things, but now with our craft, we are forced to tap into our emotions the whole time, and that can be sometimes very dangerous. So it takes a lot of de-rolling. You have to de-roll. There's a lot of things you have to do afterwards to just protect your sanity. So yeah, I think I didn't have too much challenges, but I can see
Look, to just add on to that, the day that we shot the crying scenes, when I went home that night, I literally cried for an hour. Because you literally get into character and you become so depressed over the whole day of staying in a state of depression and anxiety, and you're so drained, not sleeping for 2 days. I literally got home that night and I just cried for an hour.
I think the name, first of all, will captivate a lot of people in the world and South Africa, because we all have been in lockdown. That will be a first thing. That's why people will be intrigued to watch it, and everyone can relate to that. The day lockdown was announced, so I think everyone will be able to live that emotion with us, and I think it's going to be an emotional film to watch with, because it's art imitating life constantly the whole time. So I think that's something everyone would kind of enjoy engaging with this film.
Yeah, I just want to echo what Nadia says, because she said it all. I do think that everybody in the world, the timing, obviously, I mean, if you know why this movie was done, it was because literally this is the situation that the world was in at the moment. So I do think that everybody will enjoy it, and I just hope that we can do everybody justice with our first proper short film. So
yeah.
Yeah, I actually remember filming that. It was quite intense because, it's what I experienced during the lockdown, but watching that interview, it brings back really good memories. After that, I went up to Josie and we shot a short film. I think it's about 30 minutes long. Number plates, which was different in Noordzak. It was more action. I played a guy whose fiance gets kidnapped by an Uber driver, and he obviously goes on this wild goose chase to try and find her through Soweto, and a lot of Josie with her dad. That was quite interesting to shoot, because it was my first action scene. And Thabo Rosenberg, what a pleasure to work with Thabo. The guy's so talented, talented as a comedian, bringing a bad guy to the screen. That was quite awesome. So that was a cool experience.
Sophia! Fall apart. Wait, Mr. Loverboy. Where's my money?
Look, let's just chill, okay?
Give me my daughter.
You have your money. Now let her go.
Yeah. Yowen, is this some kind of joke or what? I mean, this doesn't even look like a 5th hour.
This is all we have, so let her go. Just give me my daughter.
I can't give you the daughter. I have to get my money. The whole money that I've asked. This is not what we agreed on, man.
Listen, we phone the police. Take the money and go. Otherwise you'll get arrested later. You had no choice.
This is no chance, man. This is not what we agreed on, man. I'm trying to save my daughter for God's sake.
Just relax. Just take it easy. Just relax.
No, man. No.
Take it easy.
No.
Relax. Take it easy.
That was quite fun. Also being able to shoot that with Nadia. was quite nice. Being able to work together on set for the first time in a movie was something special as well. After that, I went to Istanbul, where I filmed a music video with Romina Music, which was actually, the music video was the most watched Turkish music video in Istanbul at the time. That was quite cool. Good production, top locations, venues, and we got to film in one of my favorite cities of the world, which is Istanbul. I've got business on that side as well, so it's nice to always go to Istanbul. And to film a project like that in my home away from home was quite nice. We're also looking to do an episode on Istanbul during the Prime Culture TV show, so watch this space. Yeah, watching that music video again, it brings back great memories of Istanbul. Razor's Edge, pow, pow, pow. that was quite a fun thing to be involved in. 30-minute episodes. I think it's a six episode feature. That was quite fun to film because, you know, we filmed all over Cape Town and they actually used my Mustang in the movie as well, which is quite cool because there's a scene where I'm driving around Chapman's Peak and you see this whole scenic Cape Town drone following me and my car, chasing bad guys. That was quite fun. Being part of that production and playing a bit of a rat, you know, somebody who's plays both sides of the coin, you know, an informer, that was quite nice. You know, that is to explore different characters and to be able to play different roles is what I obviously strive to do. As an actor, we always want to push the boundaries. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to seeing that. You know, I think we actually did an interview with that Michael from Germany. Actually interviewed me on my role with Rat. Maybe we can show you some of that footage as well. And I play sort of the informant. So I'm the guy that is street smart. You know, I've been around the block. I can get information. So I play a bit of a rat, but there's a bit of a twist to my character as well because I know a few things that they don't know. So I tend to play both sides of the coin at times. So I don't want to give too much away about that either.
Well, it sounds really interesting. It sounds like a part that you would love to take on as an actor.
What's this for?
Nothing, just give it.
This feels wrong.
What feels wrong?
This. Spying on him. I mean, you served with him.
Yeah, that was ages ago. Besides, I'm not sentimental. Being casted in Life Happened as Jodie Smith, playing a psychologist dealing with a cancer patient, that hit home, which is, I mean, the timing of the movie while we were filming, I just lost my dad to cancer about 2 months ago, and it was sort of a emotional roller coaster to be able to play this character, where Anele, my daughter's, the main actor in the movie actually comes and he sees me playing a psychologist, speaking about going through, you know, his battles with depression and anxiety and whatever he's facing while being a cancer patient. That was quite interesting to play. It was a local movie made by Anele Gikiwe of Mbekweni in Paul. And it was quite a deep, real South African story. I enjoyed every second of being tested, you know, to be able to play this character and getting to set every day and having to be in that slump, you know, where you sort of battling with the same things in your personal life and then bringing it to set. Yeah, that was fun. That was a good project. Vince, it's time to wake up now.
Is it over?
You sound disappointed. I'll let you sleep another hour, but my next appointment's in 5 minutes. Can you write down anything you'd like me, you know, to know about you and bring it to our next session? Yeah, it's been a journey and a half to get to this level. Wow, to be back here 7 years, 8 years later, to be able to host my own show, Prime Culture TV. It feels like I'm going full circle, being back home. And the show Prime Culture, the reason why we actually went with the name Prime Culture, so that we can hit on prime talk, prime money, prime events, prime sport, prime fitness, prime, it's going to be a diverse lifestyle show, which is going to be taking viewers through different types of a roller coaster of events and talk shows and interesting people and interesting places. So us as a show, Prime Culture, we're hoping to be, I don't want to actually put it out there and say it like that, but we're hoping to be South Africa's prime lifestyle TV show in the near future. Putting a show like this together, it takes a lot of time and effort and a lot of planning, and we want to make sure that our viewers get to go on this journey with us. So our style of filming would be interviews coupled with a bit of a reality TV slang to it or feel to it as well. If you look at it, we're going to be doing a lot of episodes based on different important people, famous people in the industry. We're going to be covering, there's an episode coming up on Cologne Mosque and the architecture of this mosque and how it's been built in the greater context of the greater skyline of Cologne, which is in Germany. We will also be spending time in Istanbul, which is Istanbul is a salesman's paradise. It's a number one. I mean, everybody in that country is just selling, and the hustle and the bustle, and you have two different sides to it. The city is very Islamic, and yet it's not at the same time, because it's on the crossroads or the crossroads of Europe and the East. And I fell in love with Istanbul purely for that reason, is that you can just be. They always say, there's a saying that says, in Istanbul there are two cities, two speeds, slow and fast. It stands always the world's capital. Napoleon Bonaparte said it, if you had but one glance to look at the world, or 1 second, just stare at Istanbul and you've seen enough. And it's going to be so exciting to bring you that episode on Istanbul. We're also going to be covering famous people in the community or in the industry, like Stormers assistant coach Labib Levy, who came from grassroots as a club rugby player, and the work that he's doing in the community with his touch rugby academy or clinic or team. The guy's he's a phenomenal coach. The Stormers just won the URC championship, but he's still giving back to the community. And we'll also be trying to cover things like that in future episodes. Stormers beating winning the URC championship, but yet you still give back to grassroots with touch rugby. Tell us about, the project or what you do with the underprivileged or young development of touch rugby in the larger Western Cape.
Yeah, it's a project we started about 26 years ago in Cape Town. It started with 6 friends just throwing a ball around, but as it went...
So you started it when you were 5 years old, because you're 31 at the moment.
I know, my nickname is Babyface, but I'm not 31, I'm actually 51. Enjoy coaching club rugby, even though I'm a professional rugby coach. I like helping clubs out, clubs like Collegians, Vineyards, Amadeus, Violets. It's teams that I've helped this year, and I just want to keep making a difference where I can undercover.
As well as the Women's Day. That was quite an interesting show at the Artscape Theatre, covering the Women's Day festivities. Interview with the CEO of the Artscape Theatre. That was quite a nice one as well to bring to you. As a woman in a role of the CEO, any challenges that comes with it from your side?
I think most important is that you need to let people buy in and take ownership also of what the place must be, and we call this a place of humanity. It's more than just a performing house. It is a place where we, as Artscape employees, we took ownership of taking and have events, but also it's also a place where people can come meet somebody else from a different cultural background, language, and just be and breathe, as you have seen today as part of our Women Humanity Festival, because it's so important in South Africa, especially where we come from our past, that we must acknowledge everybody in order for us to move forward. So it's for us, it's important that we have, that families do come to this place. And over these years, we've seen how single mothers or single fathers comes, the elderly comes, because they feel this is a safe space where they can just be. And this is what we don't want to lose as a space.
And then just different activities, showing things out there about having some fun.
Tell me a bit more about Mitchell's Plain Golf Club and how you actually, help with these kids to drive the social impact of what's happening in the community and how to better their lives.
Well, you know, Mitchell's Plain has a golf club, clearly, but we don't have a golf course, so that's why people are confused, you know. So, well, where's your golf course?
Yeah.
We don't. We've got a fantastic partnership with Rondebosch Golf Course, and this is kind of our home away from home. Just before lockdown, I saw a group of kids, maybe 5 or 7 of them, hitting some balls in a field.
So let me just stop you there. So before lockdown, so how long has this been?
It was established in 2019,
Okay,
June
so
of 2019. So it was
fresh.
operating before unofficially, but the
Yes.
MPO has been registered since June 2019.
Okay.
Doing activities with a couple of celebrities. I brought Irvine van der Merwe, who plays Nazim in St. Ooster. It was quite interesting spending time with him on Yaqub Yachts because he plays a Muslim character on TV, and walking with him on the waterfront and seeing how everybody relates to him being Nazim. People are coming up to him and actually saying Assalamu alaikum, thinking that he's Muslim. So spending time with him as well was a great episode.
I must say, I've learned so much from Nazim, you know what I mean? Especially the Muslim culture and you know, the warmth of it. Because I mean, like, you know, it tends to, the world view of the Muslim culture tend to be very, very contrived, very negative it sounds, whatever. But for me, playing Nazim and engaging with, you know, the storylines, it really showed me a very humble, peaceful side to Islam, you know, which made me, it intrigues me. I actually want to delve into it more, you know, like even learning about the martial arts form Silat, you know, and hearing that there's a master in Cape Town. I actually want to look him up now and just, you know.
And we're definitely doing that trip to Istanbul.
Bro, I'm there. I'm so taken by Turkey, bro. Oh, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, listen, it's a blessing to me. I really enjoy it. I appreciate it, you know, because to be a working actor is such a blessing.
Prime Culture will delve into some deep topics as well with Prime Talk about focusing on depression, anxiety, and mental health and wellness. It's quite a topic that is close to heart to a lot of people, especially with the struggles that we've been through during COVID. So,
reflection of the gifts of the mind with the gifts of the body. Aim to strengthen our minds and to strengthen our thought processes in order to build internal resilience. A healthy mind is not one that is not unhealthy, but rather a mind that is balanced and consistent.
As a broader perspective, Prime Culture, I would say, will touch most topics that is relevant in today's life, while at the same time entertaining our audience, because that is why we, at the end of the day, we watch TV for entertainment, and we are looking to bring you South Africa's prime lifestyle show.
In next week's episode, we take in the sights and sounds at the iconic V&A waterfront. We also spend some time with Abdullah Dutton, the host of the Prime Talk segment. We visit Cape Town's own pirate ship, the Jolly Roger. Actor Irvine van der Merwe, who plays Nazim on the popular soapie St. Ooster, joins us for a Turkish lunch at Sarai and a beautiful sunset cruise in the picture-perfect Table Bay.
Thank you for watching this episode of Prime Culture. Tune in next week, same time, same place.